right, I'm going to show you guys a really cool online quiz game that you can use and play live with your classes. It's called Gimkit. It's very similar to Kahoot. I know most people have seen and used Kahoot, but I have completely switched over to Gimkit. I think it's way more fun for the kids. It's just as easy to create one of these, but the kids are far more engaged because there is a strategy to it. And once you get into it, I'll show you kind of how it works. I'll show you how to create one and also what it looks like as someone who is playing it. So if you just Google Gimkit, Gimkit, it should bring you to the website. So you will just click on that. You will need to create an account. Obviously mine is, I'm already logged in. I have an account, so it's going right to the home screen. But if you do not have an account, you can easily create one. And there are free accounts. And so obviously you don't want to pay for one. So use the free one. Also, some districts, I know my district had some subscriptions available for teachers to use. So these are the kits that I have created. Over here on the left, you see this little menu here, and you can create independent study assignments, extra credit opportunities for kids. You can create your classes here. You can add class rosters. But I'm going to show you how to create a kit and then also what it looks like to play it. So to create a kit, you would just click New Kit. You're going to name it. So let's just name this one Test. It'll have you select your subject. I'm History and Social Studies, and so it's kind of automatically there. You'll select the language as well, and then click Next. You can add a cover photo to it if you want. So I'll just add this photo of pencils here. And then you get to this screen and it's going to allow you to either import from a spreadsheet. So maybe you've created a spreadsheet with questions and multiple choice answers. You can import it from there. You can add from a question bank that already exists in Gimkit. So let's just do that just for the sake of testing this out. So what color is the sky? I bet nothing's going to come up. Oh, well, we have some Spanish here, so let's just go with, I'm going to learn some Spanish here. Since we talked about the sky, let's use this one. So we'll add that question. So that's how you add a question from, and these are from other kits that people have created, and as long as they make it public to where other people can use their questions, you can do that. So here's some colors here. We'll do verde and azul. All right, so that's how you add questions, okay? If you need to edit the question, you can. If you want to change the answer choices, you can. Maybe you decide, oh, I don't want that question, you can delete it. You can also add questions on your own. So let's just say, what color is the sky? Blue. Red, orange, green. This is, of course, just to test this out. So you'll do that, add the question once you add your answer choices, and you can just keep adding questions until you are done, okay? And then once you finish adding all of your questions, you will just click Finish Kit, and you will see it added to your list of kits on the home screen, okay? So let's say you have a Gimkit that you have created, and you're ready to play live with your class. Okay, so you would obviously hook your computer up to your projector or your smart TV, and then you would click Play Live. All right, so you can change some settings here, and this is where it gets kind of fun. You can change how many minutes, so you can do a time. It can be a timed game. It can be a race, so the first player to reach a certain cash goal. I would say $1 million is kind of a lot, so you would probably want to lower that quite a bit if you were going to do that. All in, all players try to earn as much money as they can, but the game ends when the collective total of all players meets the cash goal. So I always do the timed one, and I usually set it for 12 minutes. And that is plenty of time to get through the questions. And also, the faster the students answer the question, eventually they'll answer all of the questions, but if there's still time remaining, they'll repeat questions. So they'll get the same questions again, which is awesome because the more they see the questions and answers, the more likely they are to remember it. And so you can give them, so the way this works, instead of points, it's cash based. And so you can give all of the students starting cash. I usually give them a starting cash of $50. You can also create it to where there's a handicap where players won't be able to go below a certain cash amount. I like to do that as well. I keep it at what they have it set as -50 because it's a little embarrassing for some kids if they end up getting way, way, way in the negative because they've answered a lot of questions wrong, or even if they haven't answered questions wrong and other players have used power-ups against them and maybe taken points from them or frozen them or something, it just helps with that. And so you can have answer check put on here, so I'm toggled on so that it allows the player to view the correct answer after answering incorrectly. I like to do that as well because I want them to see what the correct answer is. And this is where you can allow power-ups, and you'll see once we start this game what power-ups are. So you can do things like freeze a player. You can increase the amount of cash you get per question. You can take points from another player. There are all sorts of power-ups that you can purchase in the game while you're playing. You can also toggle this on to allow power-ups that don't hurt other players, but let's be honest, that is not as fun. And so I don't ever use that feature. All right, so we have everything selected on here that we want. We'll click continue. And then the kids will see this screen here. They will need to go to gimkit.com/play. So gimkit.com/play. And they will be able to log in using that code, very similar to Kahoot for those of you who use that. All right, and now I have joined. You'll see the names pop up just like with Kahoot, and then once all the players are in, you click Start Game. So you can see the game is still running. You can see that Amber, it says here, Amber upgraded multiplier to level 2. So every time you answer a question, it'll give you the option to either continue to the next question, and you guys can't see this because this is not the screen for playing, but you either get the option to shop or continue. And shop is what you will select if you want to get any upgrades or power-ups. So that's kind of how that works. So I'm going to keep answering some questions and see if I can get another upgrade. All right, so I'm just answering the questions. It's just 3 questions, and so it's I'm kind of answering a lot of these questions. So once you answer a lot of questions and get more money. So right now I have $42. Once I start to increase the amount of money I have, I can go and buy some of the power-ups. Now, the trick is if you spend all of your money on the power-ups, you're going to lose your position. So over here on the left side of the screen, if there were more players, you would be able to see the list of who was in first place, second place, etc., and how much money they had. And you would see that list changing throughout the game. And so obviously you're not going to see that because I'm the only one that's playing the game right now. But the power-ups that you can purchase them after you answer each question again. And I'll quickly just kind of read out a little list of what power-ups are here. So there are upgrades. You can upgrade the amount of money you lose and gain per question. So it's the money per question upgrade. There's a streak bonus upgrade that you can purchase. And there's different levels to these upgrades. So the more money you get, the more you can. So I just upgraded the streak bonus to level 2. So that came up on the screen. So it also tells you what upgrades are being used. There's a multiplier. Every dollar in or out gets multiplied. There's insurance. Only pay a percentage back when answering a question. Then you also have power-ups. So there's one that's called Link, where you can link new earnings with another player for 60 seconds. There is one where you can blur another player's screen for 15 seconds. There is a deflector that deflects all harmful power-ups for 2 minutes. There's a rebooter that allows you to reuse all of your power-ups a second time. You can even give gifts. So maybe somebody's feeling nice and they want to increase another player's balance by 25%. You can do that. But the one that my kids love the most is the one called Icer. They can ice or freeze other players and they won't be able to answer questions or visit the shop for 15 seconds. And so that's kind of the gist of how this game works. Now I'm going to end the game. At the end, it goes to this whole hoopla, and it'll give you the first, second, and third place winner. You can also view the report, and it will create this report for you, and it will show you what percentage of the questions they got right or wrong, etc. And you can use this to even use in putting your grade book. And I know that there are some teachers that create these as assignments, and it grades it, and then they go in, use the report to put the grades in their grade book. So that's kind of the basics of how to use Gimkit, how to host a Gimkit. It's really fun, very easy to create. There are ways for you to create folders. You can assign as homework if you want the kids to do these with a due date, etc. If you create rosters within Gimkit. So it's similar to Kahoot, but a little more advanced and I think a lot more fun for the students.